creatives, it is your pricing queen Jazz here, bringing you the recipe for success in your freelance creative business. Just like how the right kinds of spices can turn a bland dish into a culinary masterpiece, knowing how to price your services can turn your creative skills into a profitable venture. At my virtual kitchen, the Creative Business Kitchen, I dish out tips, tricks, and secret ingredients that can help you create a successful freelance business. So come on in, grab a seat, and let's cook up a storm of profits together. Have you ever gotten to the end of a job and thought, oh, I totally should have charged more for this? This is a possible indicator or very clear sign to say that, hey, maybe you've been undercharging. So if you are undercharging as a creative, I want to let you know that 1, you're not alone, but 2, I think it might be time to change. So undercharging isn't exactly what we set out to do. We don't wake up one morning and say, you know what, from now on, I'm going to charge less than I think I should and everything's going to be working out fine. It's going to be perfect. Yet, no, that ain't my fairy tale. Undercharging isn't really intentional, but it is inevitable and it also is avoidable. So I want you to ask yourself, am I charging what my skills are worth? Or am I settling for crumbs that reveal my insecurities instead because it feels more comfortable, more safe, more secure? That's an important distinction to make because how you do money is how you do everything. If your rates are too low, they're actually compromising more than just the health of your business, but potentially the health of literally everything else around you. They're having a negative impact on your clients and on every other aspect and area of your life. Undercharging is one of those topics that I see come up literally every week when it comes to pricing. It scares the crap out of most people from both ends of the discussion. Some are scared that they're undercharging already and don't know how to get out of it, whereas others have no idea if they are or not, and some are just throwing out prices into the client pond and hoping for a catch. All of these scenarios are dangerous because undercharging is intrinsically linked to the value mindset and our innermost thoughts and perceptions of how we see ourselves. So, why do we undercharge in the first place? Undercharging is common, especially as a creative. We have so many lies that we tell ourselves when it comes to our value that really throw us off track, and it sometimes leads us to undercharging. So let's look at some of these lies that we might be telling ourselves and how we can fix it. So if I charge less than my competition, I'll win the job. Yeah, this is a big one straight off the bat. It seems logical, right? If I'm the cheaper option, the client will choose my service. They'll want to work with me because I'm saving them money. And this is something that literally every creative you know has struggled with. But here's the thing. If the client is choosing you over your competition because you're the cheaper option, that kind of leads me to believe that the client values cheap work over quality, that they would want to save a buck rather than invest in quality work. And that, my creative friend, is a client that you actually don't want. You don't want to have a client that values you undercharging. Now, the second lie is the skills that I have are common. They're not worth more. I get it. We often think that because something is easy or can be done by ourselves, that literally everyone else can do it. But I'm telling you right now that the only reason that you can't see your magic is because it's not for you, it's for everyone else. Think about it this way. There are others around you that you would turn to who are better at doing things than you are. For me, I suck at baking cakes, so I'm more than willing to pay the big bucks for a good chocolate cake. But for them, they may find it easy to do, but that doesn't mean that they're going to go around charging less because they find it easy, right? And nor should you. Everyone is going to think I'm selfish for charging high. If I'm charging high, people are going to think that I'm money hungry, greedy, selfish. Does that sound familiar? You aren't alone in thinking this. It's actually a really common thought process of those who are scared to charge their worth. But if you think about things that are more expensive, more often than not you view them as a valuable status symbol, something to be achieved or attained or earned. So when people upgrade from where they are and what they have to something more, they're often more looking for something that is of a higher value and are more accepting of paying that higher price tag because, hey, they earned it. That's what their worth or value or equivalent is for them. I'm not skilled enough or have enough experience to charge any more than I do now. Hello, limiting beliefs. Good to see you are here at the party, but like not really. I like to think that as I work, as I experience new jobs, new challenges, and subsequently solve more problems, I'm increasing in value and becoming more skilled and therefore should be charging more. And you should too. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear. Your prices should definitely factor in the experience level that you show. But ask yourself this. If you found out that someone else with less experience was charging more than you, would that affect the way that you are charging now? I'm going to say yes. I'm just going to charge what I would be comfortable paying myself. If you're plucking numbers out of thin air, only charging the costs that you would be comfortable paying, then you are almost certainly going to be undercharging. And what's more, there is a really good chance that you actually haven't calculated your numbers for your own unique situation, that you aren't actually considering your expenses and run the risk of operating at a loss. It's a really bad place to be, and we need to get out of that spot ASAP. Now, if this last one is you and you don't know your numbers or you haven't calculated them in a while, head here to grab my free pricing calculator and run your numbers for yourself. It's the best way to work out what your unique recipe is for your prices. So we've covered the different ways that we might be thinking about undercharging or the different lies that we're telling ourselves that cause undercharging, but how can we actually stop undercharging and stop it for good? Now, it's sometimes easier said than done, right? If we know better, then we should do better. But sometimes it feels like a bad cycle that we are stuck in and can't get out of. We charge low, get the jobs from clients who are low value, then we feel bad when we need to charge more and to put food on the table, and so then we just go back to undercharging again. It's a vicious cycle. So I want you to start by looking at the kind of clients you're attracting. Are they worthwhile clients? Do they have the value mindset or cheaper is better mindset? Because convincing them is going to be one of the hardest tasks that you'll be faced with. You're probably better looking for new clients who actually value what you do and are willing to pay. Look at what you are doing that is great and start looking around. There's literally thousands of new clients that you could be pitching to and potentially win their hearts by showing them what you can do for them. And the sooner you get a client who is willing to pay more, maybe double than an existing client, the sooner you can say goodbye to that cheap client because you've made that money up and then some. It can be really hard to say goodbye to a client that is no longer serving you, but for you to be able to serve them, they need to serve you, or you simply need to serve yourself. Next, I want you to learn to be stronger with saying no. It feels gross, right? Saying no to a client can make you feel like you are being selfish and nasty and just plain rude. But you're not, by the way. You're just setting a boundary that's important to you, that you won't work for less than a fair slice of the pie. If the client says, can you do it for less? The instinct is, the client is always right. I should drop the price. No, I want you to change something for me. Next time this happens, I want you to reply with, sure, but we will need to reduce the deliverables to accommodate this lower budget. When we reduce the deliverables, we reduce the budget. That's the only way this happens. And it shows them that you are the professional, that you are valuing your skills and time, and they should be too. And finally, I want you to empower each other to charge better when you see it. So the other day I was chatting to a fellow designer and she said she saw someone who was undercharging and she was shocked that it was happening. I'm talking charging mere hundreds for what was easily a couple of $1,000s worth of a job. What do? I need to help this person and see that they are undercharging. And that's exactly what we should all be doing. If we see someone like this, rather than grabbing them and shaking them until their dinner falls out, maybe take a beat and start asking questions. Try this one on for size. It's worked for me in the past. So, hey, I saw that you did this job for X amount of dollars. I hope you don't mind me asking, but this is something that I would have quoted for more than X amount of dollars. And I'm curious how you came to your quote. I promise I'm only wanting to find out how you do things so that we can both hold each other accountable and maybe we can be on the same page and make sure that we're all valuable. Sometimes it can feel like there is only one way to charge, and the clients that you have now are the only ones that you're stuck with for the long haul, which, to be honest, is sometimes good and sometimes bad. The good ones are the ones that stay around, but stay around because you're valuable, not because you're cheap. So be sure to check in and see if you should be raising your rates from time to time so you can make sure you aren't undercharging for the incredible value you serve. Now, not that long ago, I did a masterclass called Never Undercharge Again, and it was met with rave reviews. I'm actually really proud of this one. So my Never Undercharge Again masterclass is something that you can actually access on the replay. So if you head to this link here, you can jump in and never undercharge again. I'd love to help you try. Order up! Thank you so much for joining me today, my fellow freelancer. I hope you found these pricing tips valuable and empowering. And if you're looking for more guidance or support to help you with your more profitable freelance business in the future, head over to creativebusinesskitchen.com. There you'll find a wealth of resources and tools, including pricing calculators, project templates, marketing strategies, and everything you need to help take your business to that next level. So don't wait, come and join the kitchen and let's whip up a creative success for you today.